Which reminds me, you
Let's
haven't paid me
go.
today.
Yeah, okay. What am I paying you for again, Margaret?
You're paying me so you can be my slave.
What? 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 You're paying me so you can be my slave? No amount of reasoning could ever justify that, so I'm just gonna move on to the next clip very swiftly.
So that's why nothing at all can be done about it.
That's enough of that.
Where are you going, dear?
So that's where Moody Margaret gets her nose from. Makes sense.
To get myself elected.
Elected as what?
President of the free world, of course.
Oh, okay, let me just check something. I've got my phone here. What nationality is Moody Margaret? English. Oh, Margaret, honey, I've got some bad news for you. Henry's life feels desperately isolating and traumatizing, as if every adult he meets takes pleasure in chipping away at his spirit. The only thing that offers him any comfort is Mr. Kill, his cherished plush bear. So, when Margaret mocks and belittles Mr. Kill, it's as though she's shattered the one fragile refuge he still has, and it makes my blood boil.
I was looking for Mr. Kill. You took him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want your smelly old Mr. Kill.
How dare she talk down about Mr. Kill? He's the best bear in history. He provides Henry friendship in a world turned against him. Henry's gonna get revenge for this Moody Margaret, I swear to God.
Now get out. You're trespassing. Someone stole Mr. Kill. Good.
Good. Good? She really just said good? Are you kidding me? Oh my God! Insult Perfect Peter if you must. Sneer at Silly Simon if it pleases you. Even take a dig against Miss Battleaxe if you dare, but never, and I mean never, say a word against our legendary Mr. Kill. Step over that line, Moody Margaret, and you'll pay a price beyond imagining.
Maybe he'll have someone nicer than you to play with.
Oh no, you can't say that. That's a load of bollocks, that is, Miss Moody Margaret. You can't say that. Henry's an amazing owner of Mr. Kill. He literally spends this entire flipping episode trying to track down where Mr. Kill is. I mean, the episode's literally called Who Stole Mr. Kill? Great episode, by the way. You better think twice, MM, before you belittle Henry's devotion to Mr. Kill. It's a cruel, underhanded jab, and I won't stand for it.
1,
Here we go.
2,
Here we go.
3.
Oh! Yes! Yes! Come on! I warned you we'd have our revenge, Moody Margaret. I said you'd pay dearly for running down Mr. Kill, and I was right. He's the finest bear a boy could ever hope for. Karma, truly, be a bitch.
A friend is a friend to the end of the end, that's forever and a day. Stay by your side, don't you? That's what friends do, 'cause that's what friends do.
Here we go, new episode. Oh, the boot of humanity stomping on Horrid Henry's face forever. It's literally 1984. And I only say that half jokingly because, like, when it's not fuming Francesca, it's Moody Margaret. I mean, what's a boy to do?
Hope you'll be very comfortable here, Margaret.
Yeah, you would say that.
There's too much dust. I'm allergic to dust. Achoo.
Oh, okay. We're reaching levels of brattiness previously unseen right here. And I can see in the background, actually, Henry's already had enough of Moody Margaret, and she's only been there, what, 30 seconds? What are those pictures on the wall, by the way? Is that like an orange and a fish? Fuming Francesca and Silly Simon, they're just weird people, aren't they? They're just bizarre. They're just very odd as a couple.
Oh dear. Well, don't worry. We'll vacuum.
We will?
There we go. Silly Simon and Horrid Henry in a rare, super rare show of unity against this brattiest of brats. When you think about it though, that's crazy. Like, Margaret's managed to get this turtleneck wearing twit Silly Simon to hoover the house for her. One fake sneeze, that's all it took. You know, I don't like to say this, but maybe we've got someone even brattier than Little Princess on our hands, you know? Maybe Little Princess needs to renounce her throne and give it up for Double M, Moody Margaret.
I always eat at 6 o'clock at my house. It's 6 o'clock. I'm
Okay, I
hungry.
just have to pause there just because as side profiles go, that's something, you know? I'm not going to belittle anyone's appearance. Here at Snipe Snap, we're above such low attempts at humour. But I'll just pause the screen here and allow you, the viewer, to draw your own conclusion and have your own thoughts. On to the next clip.
Fine. We'll eat early.
There we go. There we go. These are the same parents, by the way. These are the same parents that get angry when Henry tries to take some cereal. These are the same parents that send Henry to his room because he spilled some paint, even though that was Peter's fault. Like, what am I watching here? They've been with Margaret in less than 20 seconds and they've already given in to all of her demands. They've let her choose when to eat dinner. They've turned Henry into a servant, having to haul her luggage up the stairs. And now they're agreeing to eat dinner early for her. Like, what? How are these the same parents as the ones that we see, you know, faking Henry's survey? Remember, I've called Silly Simon two-faced before, made a 42-minute... God, how was it so long? A 42-minute video about such a subject. And this right here is proving my point 1,000 times over. How have the meanest, strictest parents on TV become such passive, pathetic figures? Maybe it's just the Moody Margaret effect. I don't know. Here we go. Little kick.
Watch out!
Oh, meltdown incoming, methinks. By the way, Henry sticking up for himself is just unfathomably based. He deserves great credit for it. Porcupine Hair looks unhappy, she looks distressed, she looks like her world has ended, which she's so privileged and so full of herself that in her head, it probably has. This probably is the worst thing that she can imagine.
Peter, those things belong to our guest. You should be more careful.
Yes, I know this is morally not great from Henry, but given how Peter snitches on Henry all the time, given how Peter, you know, gaslights Henry literally on a daily basis, Henry's got to get his kicks in where he can. There's more weird background art I can see, by the way, but I mean, I've done enough videos on how strange Silly Simon and Fuming Francesca are. Next clip. There we go. That's a weird animation moment right there. Is it normal to scream so loudly that you shatter glass and then just look down sheepishly at the floor? Is that normal or is that an animation mistake? I can't tell anymore. Another thing I just noticed, where have all her belongings gone that were on the floor? You know, the whole reason that she was having this meltdown in the first place. Like, where are they? That's enough of that episode. Moody Margaret screaming has broken my eardrums. To give them some time to recover, let's watch some funny clips from other Horrid Henry episodes that include Moody Margaret.
Now,
Are you being horrid, Henry?
Yeah, totally normal reaction, that Silly Simon. Henry's in the room with you, you can hear Margaret screaming outside, and you blame Henry otherwise. Regardless, by the way, if Henry's innocent or not. I think in this particular case he is guilty, so I guess Simon is technically correct. It's just crazy just to jump to that conclusion, you know? It's not a nice way to treat your son. It doesn't show much confidence in your son, that, does it? Next clip.
Thank you, Henry. This treacle is lovely.
I'm gonna guess that clip's from a later episode because show kind of went off the rails season 4, season 5. Things kind of got pretty weird. And if you don't think, by the way, that Margaret turning into an alien and eating Horrid Henry is bratty behaviour, I don't know what to tell you. Huh? What's that? That was just in Henry's imagination? Oh, fine. We'll look at some canon material. Spoil sport much? You know what? Let's see how Moody Margaret behaves at Halloween. That should be interesting. I think there might just be another bratty brat champion moment coming right up. Silly Simon, we'll meet again.
Someone is playing tricks and taking our treats, and we think it's Henry.
Oh my god. Wow. Look at the state of that group. I guess to give Margaret credit, she's assuming a leadership role of this band of absolute misfits. I mean, I don't want to be rude, but look at the state of them.
He's ruining our Halloween.
Oh my god, just gotta pause there. Look at Weepy William. Just living that emo era, you know? He's got the floppy fringe, he's crying his eyes out. I feel like I've been time warped back to 2006 looking at him. Like, what am I looking at here?
We want you to stop him.
Yeah! Sorry, Henry's being punished. He's been in his room all evening.
Just noticed something. How tall is Silly Simon there? He's like double the height of the kids. Like, when did he become a giant? Hang on, let's say Margaret's 11 years old, which I think is about right. Let's search how tall, back on my phone, how tall is an 11-year-old? Okay, 145 centimeters. Simon looks about double that. Oh my god! 290 centimeters? Are you kidding me? Bro is literally the tallest man in Britain, if not the world, if not ever. I don't know, probably there was someone taller, but wow, is this another animation mistake, or is bro just that much of an alpha? Let me know in the comments.
How do you know he didn't sneak?
Not sure the beak is a necessary part of that outfit, if you get what I'm saying.
Out!
Wait here.
Punished on Halloween? That's not very nice.
Oh my god, that's not the first time either. That's not the first time that kids within the show have commented that they think Henry's parents are being too harsh. That's crazy. Remember, think back to that infamous clown clip where the clown joked that he was going to make Henry disappear as part of his trick, and then fuming Francesca went, "Oh yes, that's amazing. Yeah, you got to do that. Get rid of Henry. Yeah." And I remember actually it was Margaret, wasn't it? It was Margaret and Ralph, but Margaret, as she's focused on this video, we'll focus on her. Margaret was the one that looked at her as if to say, "What? That's your son. You can't celebrate about your son disappearing." So it's weird, isn't it? So even though Margaret is a brat, she might well be the brattiest character on Horrid Henry, you know? She might even eclipse Perfect Peter there. Even though she's a brat, she has limits that fuming Francesca and Silly Simon cross seemingly every episode.
Henry?
Giant Simon getting
Henry.
annoyed. Oh, there we go. That's definitely Henry, isn't it? That's definitely Henry. 100% right there. I would stake my life. I would stake Jolteon's life. I would stake everyone's life that I care about, that right there is definitely Horrid Henry. I mean, he's always wearing headphones. Literally never seen him wear headphones. He always has a quiff hairstyle. Never seen him without his tufty, iconic fringe. And he always just sits quietly facing away from the door. Never seen him do this. Always jumps on the bed, enjoying the music, enjoying the moment. Also, why is there music coming out when Henry's got his headphones on? Is this another animation mistake? You know what, guys? I'm going to let you in on a secret. Just earlier, just then, I was being sarcastic. I don't actually think this here is Horrid Henry. Ugh, what is that? That's scary. Oh my god, I can't believe Simon thought that thing was his son. Like it's got a crocodile foot, a teddy bear foot. It's got a mop for hair. It's got a freaky fingered hand, like some kind of weird AI. Oh, that's just... Simon thought that was his son. Oh my god, when I thought this guy couldn't get any more deadbeats, Simon thought that was his son. Oh, on a more serious level, is this not just, again, another example of parental neglect? Does this not prove that when they send Henry to his room, remember when they sent him up for without any tea that time, when they send him to his room, they don't check on him. You know, they don't go in there and give him food. They don't go up there to check on his well-being. When he's in his room, he's in his room. And he's on his own for hours. You know, could be up to 12, 14, 16, 20 hours at a time in there on his own. It's just, I know it's a fictional character, but it just makes me sad. Bro's like Rapunzel, but with a mop instead of her long gold flowing hair. Anyway, let's get back to Here we go.
Henry's in his room. He hasn't been out all night.
Ooh, Margaret literally dripping with sweat there. I don't know why she's so unhappy. And I can see in the background as well, Anxious Andrew, Aerobic Al, Sour Susan, Rude Ralph, looking similarly anxious. Oh, they're running. They're scared.
I don't care what he says. It's got to be Henry.
Okay, so Margaret showing that she's a cut above in terms of intelligence compared to the other kids. Because she's right, it is Horrid Henry out there causing the chaos. I remember this episode. So yes, she may be a brat, but she's also got a very high level of IQ. And let's be honest, one can only commend that. Because let's face it, Margaret's a smart kid and she's more than a match for Horrid Henry. In fact, Henry and Margaret, in a way, they're two sides of the same coin. And we couldn't enjoy a show like Horrid Henry without an antagonist like Moody Margaret. Moody Margaret might be a brat, but in my mind, she's also brat. And that makes her cool. Thank you so much for watching my video today. I really appreciate you spending time with me and enjoying this great character of Horrid Henry. I hope you're feeling some nostalgia. I know that I certainly am, looking through these old episodes, looking through these old clips. If you'd be so kind as to hit that subscribe button and that like button, it would really help me out. It would help to boost the video and possibly even get it on trending. I appreciate your support. Snipe, snap, out. Stay tuned, videos coming soon.